What's up YouTube, KidMoto22 here, and I'm coming to you guys today to have a discussion about the new announcement from Harley-Davidson, evolution to revolution. So let's talk about it right now. Welcome back YouTube, KidMoto22 here, and I want to talk to you guys today about the latest Harley announcement, which is the evolution to revolution. I think we can all infer by what they're saying here is that this is going to be a change away from the Evo motor. I know that this is going to be controversial to a lot of people. The Evo motor has been a mainstay of Harley-Davidson for a long time, something like 50 years. This has been a great motor for the most part. A lot of Harley enthusiasts are going to tell you that this motor is bulletproof. And for the most part, I think it has been. I mean, I think it's been a great motor for them for a really long time. But we've now seen this launch of this new motor. And besides the M8, which has had some controversy, I personally love the M8 motor. I think it's a great addition to the Harley lineup and a good step forward in technology. But the Revolution Max motor that we're seeing, which is kind of a cousin to the V-Rod motor from the 2000s, the Revolution Max motor is something completely different. This is a departure from the normal, what we would expect from Harley-Davidson. This motor is a game changer, high horsepower, looks to be low maintenance based on everything they're saying. And we've got a bike that's testing this motor right now. The Pan America, which has been hugely popular and I think a really good move for Harley-Davidson into a segment that many people thought they weren't going to do well in. I think that this bike, that Pan America is killing it right now in the market space. I personally know of two people that have purchased this motorcycle and many, many more that are looking to add this or may add this to their stable in the future. But this is not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about their latest announcement, evolution to revolution, okay? So what do we know? We know that this platform was teased to us about 2 years ago. And if everything holds true, this is going to be a platform that is going to have multiple variations, ways to customize it and change it right from the factory. So what we're seeing, if what we're seeing is true, what they're teasing us is the custom 1250, right? That we've all seen pictures of. Looks a little bit like the Sportster 48, but with the new motor, the new platform in it, okay? 1250 motor is what they're saying. Now, if it holds true what they're saying before, this is going to be a motor that's going to come in multiple configurations. So you're going to be able to get a 1250 or I believe it was a 900 and maybe a 750. I believe there was 3 versions of this motor. Don't quote me on that, but I do know that they were saying this was a customizable engine based on the platform. This is important. Okay, it's important to know this because if they do that and they have this for multiple platforms, this fits right into the market space that they're losing currently with the Sportster. So the Sportster, the new Sportster 2021 Sportster is not being sold in Europe anymore because it doesn't meet the emission standards. Okay, the Sportster is a very popular motorcycle over there. Number one, for cost, right? And number two, because in Europe, you have to take multiple tests as you move up in engine classes in your motorcycle. And so a lot of them stop at the 883 or stop at this, at that displacement rather than going to the larger displacements. And the cost of the motorcycles over there are just so much more than they are here. So the 1250 is going to fill this Revolution Max, if that's what this is going to fill that space that the Sportster is going to be, has vacated because it will meet the emission standards in Europe. That's important. And it's a water-cooled motor, so Harley is again dipping their toes into the water-cooled market with the Pan America and now this completely new platform, which I think is a great move. Now you saw in the title, the death of the Sportster. Will this be the death of the Sportster? I truly believe that we are going to see the Sportster phased out. If it's not in 2022, it's going to be very soon. I believe that this bike will phase out the Sportster, and you're going to see this platform going into what we would consider to be the new Sportster or the smaller displacement bikes in Harley's lineup. This is going to be, I think, their barometer for whether or not they want to make that replacement. It is going to be the replacement, in my opinion, for the bikes that we see being shipped to Europe, because obviously the Sportster doesn't, can't be sold there and doesn't meet the emission standards, and this new bike would. And so, in my opinion, that's where the title of my thumbnail came from, Death of the Sportster, because I think this is going to be the Sportster killer. I think we're going to see that Evo motor phased out after this. And, we already have the M8 in all of the Softails. We have it in the touring models. We now have the Revolution Max in the Pan America. And I think you're going to see the Revolution Max slowly creeping into some of the other models, starting with, obviously, the Sportster platform. And if that becomes a huge success, I think you're going to see it creep into the Softails, and you may see it creep into the baggers. I'm not really sure about that so far because, a lot of people are wanting this to happen, are wanting this Revolution Max in the touring bikes and that kind of stuff. I think we're a few years away from that, and the reason why I think that is because the M8 hasn't been out that long, and that's a really good motor. It makes some good power. There's a lot of hidden power in it. A stage 1, really wakes up the 107. Stage 1 and a 114 is just a hot bike. So I think you're going to see some things like that. Plus, they just released the 131 crate motor and the kit, the kits for the 131. So I really don't think you're going to see the M8 getting killed this fast. But I do think the Evo has seen its days. So there you go. There are my thoughts on evolution to revolution, the Revolution Max coming out in, I think what we're gonna see is the new Sportster lineup with that new platform, new model. So great move, Harley. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. You can hit the subscribe button over here. And as always, I'll put a link to another video of mine that you might like up here. And that's all I got for you guys today. This is Kid Moto. I'm out.